I have discussed about laws of inheritance in my previous lecture, and in my previous lecture, I discussed about the monohybrid process also. The second cross or the second experiments performed by Mendel are known as dihybrid crosses. That is also known as two-factor cross or the two-character cross. So Mendel studied the inheritance of two different characters within the same groups of individual in his dihybrid experiments. So Mendel basically studied the inheritance pattern of two characters at the same time. So first example for the dihybrid cross is the seed shape and seed color. Seed shape further has two forms, round or wrinkled, while seed color may be yellow or green. So, as I discussed previously in my lecture, that parental generation is represented as P1 and parents must be true breed. And you can see here that parents are present in homozygous condition. So, first parent has a phenotype round yellow, and that parent is present in homozygous condition for round allele or homozygous for yellow allele. So round yellow parent is crossed with wrinkled green parent, and wrinkled allele is present also in homozygous condition, and green alleles are also present in homozygous condition. So round yellow parent is mated with wrinkled green parent. Both of them will form the gametes, and F1 offspring was formed. F1 offspring has phenotype that is round or yellow. So round yellow phenotype of F1 offspring is indicated that round allele is dominant over wrinkled, while yellow allele is dominant over green. And the genotype of F1 offspring must be heterozygous because parents are present in homozygous condition. So F1 offspring further form the gametes, and F1 offspring is mated with F1 offspring and further form the F2 generation. So F1 offspring will form four different types of gametes. The first gamete is with round yellow allele. Second gamete is with round green allele. Third with wrinkled yellow allele. And fourth with wrinkled green allele. So four different types of gametes are formed by F1 offspring. A Punnett scale is used to solve independent assortment problems. With the help of a Punnett scale, we can easily calculate the ratio in the F2 generation, and we can also easily observe the genotypes of the F1, F2 offsprings. So what is the Punnett scale? A Punnett scale is basically a scale diagram with different rows and columns. And you can see here the female gametes were there present horizontally, while male gametes are placed vertically. So both of these male and female gametes unite with each other and form different combinations of genotypes in the F2 generation. So in the F2 generation, total 16 offsprings were formed because 4 gametes were formed by the F1 parent. So total 16 offsprings were formed in F2 generation. So what are the phenotypes in F2 generation? Mendel observed 9 out of 16 offsprings in F2 generation with round yellow phenotype, 3 out of 16 offsprings with round green phenotype, 3 out of 16 with wrinkled yellow phenotype, and 1 out of 16 offspring is there with wrinkled green phenotype. So you can see here that dominant phenotype was shown by maximum number of offsprings, that is 9 out of 16, show the round yellow phenotype, and round yellow phenotype is the dominant phenotype. While recessive phenotype, that is wrinkled green, that is shown by just one offspring of F2 generation. So, for the dihybrid crosses, the ratio in F2 generation was 9:3:3:1. So according to independent assortment, an F1 offspring could produce 4 types of gametes: round yellow gamete, round green gamete, wrinkled yellow gamete, or wrinkled green gamete. So what is the law of independent assortment? It states that 2 different genes will randomly assort their alleles during the formation of haploid gametes. So, as we have seen previously that we have 2 different genes, and these different genes are controlling 2 different characters. One gene is controlling the seed shape and other gene is controlling the seed color. For the seed shape, we have a gene with 2 different alleles. One allele is controlling the round shape and the other allele is for the wrinkled shape. Similarly, for the seed color, we have a gene with 2 different alleles, and one allele is controlling the yellow color while the other allele is controlling the green color. Yellow is basically a dominant phenotype, green is a recessive phenotype. Similarly, for the seed shape, round is a dominant phenotype and wrinkled is a recessive phenotype. So we have taken round yellow parent and wrinkled green parent. While in F2 generation, we have observed 4 different phenotypes in the offsprings, that is round yellow. And round yellow is a parental phenotype, means that phenotype is also present in the parent. Similarly, wrinkled green phenotype that is present in F2 generation was also present in the parent. So, round yellow or wrinkled green phenotypes of F2 generation were basically the parental phenotypes. While we have 2 other phenotypes in F2 generation, that is round green and wrinkled yellow. So round green phenotype in F2 generation or wrinkled yellow phenotype in F2 generation were basically non-parental phenotypes. So these phenotypes basically came due to the independent assortment, or they also came due to the crossing over. So independent assortment states that 2 different genes will randomly assort their alleles during the formation of haploid gametes. An important consequence of law of independent assortment is that a single individual can produce a vast array of genetically different gametes. As you have seen previously, that single individual, like a round yellow individual, can form 4 different types of gametes. So that is a benefit of independent assortment, that a single individual can produce a variety of gametes. When an offspring receives a combination of alleles that differs from those in the parental generation, this phenomena is called genetic recombination that occurs due to independent assortment or crossing over. As I have discussed previously, that we have observed different offsprings in F2 generation, and these offsprings show non-parental phenotypes. So non-parental phenotypes in the offsprings was due to genetic recombination, and genetic recombination occurs due to independent assortment or due to the crossing over. So non-parental offsprings were also known as recombinants. So that's all about the laws of inheritance.